this past weekend was the beginning of New York Toy Fair 2023. And for those that might not know what New York Toy Fair it is basically a huge toy trade show where a bunch of people from different toy companies come together and they show off different products that they're going to be releasing within the next year. And Funko a long time ago actually used to do reveals for New York Toy Fair and a convention called London Toy Fair. However, they decided to create their own event that we all know today as Funko Fair instead. So I'm DK Wrestler, and today we're going to be looking at the different reveals that people were showing off as terms to New York Toy Fair, which features a lot of brand new cool products that are going to be releasing within the next year. So let's get right to it. All right, so I moved over here so I can show off the photo more closely, which the first one we're going to be looking at are what looks to be new Demon Slayer pops. At least on the right side, I think it's brand new, because the left side are definitely pops I have seen at my local GameStop, including the one in the middle rack of that like display shelf there where it has a chase. And then the right side definitely looks like some brand new pops, like a new Tanjiro with like the rosy cheeks, I guess. Then in this next photo, it looks like we got ourselves a cell shading Boba Fett. And I'm not sure if this is like a singular pop or this is going to be like a pop comic covers, considering there is like a comic book in the background of the photo, but I'm not sure if that's just like maybe it is on display for the sake of what it's based off of, or it will be a comic cover. But nonetheless, it actually looks pretty cool with the different cell shading. Got the black going on to like kind of give it that effect, but I do like the colors involved with Boba Fett here. Then right here, we do have some new My Hero Academia pops coming down the pipeline. It looks like we got a new Tomer Shigaraki and a new Dobby pop. I know for a fact that this has got to be for the newer seasons, considering I've only seen the first 4 seasons of My Hero Academia, and they are on 5 and 6 at least that I have to see. So these look pretty decent. Really curious to see what's going on in these specific scenes when I finally do have the chance to go watch the seasons I have to catch up on My Hero Academia. Then right here, we got some new Michael Jackson pops, which I can't specifically point out from what concert or music video it's from, but it really made me think about the fact that a while back, if you guys remember the story about how when Funko for the longest time did not have the Michael Jackson license, that the Michael Jackson estate actually told Funko to remove the OG pops from the app. But now that Michael Jackson is a license for Funko again, and that they've been making these new pops, have Funko added those OG Michael Jackson pops back to the app? That's something I am really wondering, and I know I can easily check right now, but I do want to talk about the rest of these reveals, so it may be something that you guys have to check out and let me know in the comment section below. Then right here, we got ourselves a brand new Slush Puppy pop, and it looks to me that it may be like a retro Slush Puppy, considering that Funko has been doing a lot of the retro ad icons pops. We got a couple years ago the retro Tony the Tiger. There was the retro pops for like FunCon and the NFTs, and then recently we got the retro Toucan Sam as a Funko Shop exclusive. Now we have retro Slush Puppy as it looks to be, and it looks pretty decent, and I wonder if maybe they'll do like a scented version like they did with the other Slush Puppy pop. Then for the Pop Rocks lineup, once again, we have a brand new Freddy Mercury from Queen, and this is interesting. His eyes are closed and he's barefoot, so yeah, that's a pretty interesting pop, not gonna lie. Speaking of the Pop Rocks lineup, we have ourselves Mariah Carey, and this one is all right, I guess. I mean, we've had a couple of Mariah Carey pops at this point, including the albums for the Christmas song. I already, for some reason, forgot the name of it. All I Want for Christmas, something like that. Then right here, it's a pop for, I believe the anime is called Trygun. I'm not exactly sure. I just recognize it because of the character, and I've seen multiple pops already. And this looks to be some sort of pop deluxe from what I'm looking at, because of that like smoky cloud base and especially the size of the blaster that is in his hand. So that looks pretty decent, not gonna lie. So there's also a couple of different Trygun pops, it looks like, on the shelf display behind it, or that may be some of the current ones that are already out. I'm not exactly sure, but nonetheless, this still looks pretty cool. Speaking of more anime pops, we have ourselves a brand new wave of Tokyo Ghoul pops, and one of the characters actually has a chase involved, which is the Hinami. I'm not even gonna bother trying to pronounce that name. And the chase, I mean, there could be a significance, but to me, it just looks like it's just a piece of the face covering being removed, and you see the eye But nonetheless, I mean, I don't know what to say because I've never seen Tokyo Ghoul yet. Then right here is actually an interesting product, and it is Bitty Pop Towns. Basically, it is the Bitty Pops, but now they're in the Pop Town form, so they're going to be a little bit bigger than the regular Bitty Pops, but they are in obviously the size, or not the size of a town, but it's meant to be a bit bigger, but still Bitty, of course. And so we got ourselves Batman with like the Bat Light. There's the Care Bears with the castle, Harry Potter with the front of the Hogwarts train, and then the Ollivander's wand shop with Ollivander there. And these are okay. I wonder how these are going to be sold, like if these are going to be the same concept as the Bitty Pops, where they're going to be sold as like, here's, you know, 4 of them, and then there's a mystery one. I'm not exactly sure, but this is interesting. Then it looks like we're about to be getting some new MLB Pops, where a couple of them have golden chases, including Jackie Robinson, which I would assume that's the case considering that they have done Jackie Robinson with, I believe, a golden chase before, or a silver one. I'm not exactly sure. And then here's something up my alley. Of course, me being DK Wrestler, and in case you guys were wondering, I am a professional wrestler. We got some new WWE Pops, and I'll talk about these one by one. Of course, in the bottom photo, we have what looks to be the first WWE Deluxe moments with the opening toast from the beginning of WrestleMania 30, where you have basically 3 out of 4 of what's considered to be the Mount Rushmore of sports entertainment / professional wrestling, with The Rock, Hulk Hogan, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. So that's pretty decent. And then as terms to the actual Pops, for the top row there, for the front row, we do have what looks to be Kurt Angle, Shotzi, or Shotzi Blackheart, depending on how you still call her name, a new Hulk Hogan, and then the first Braun Strowman Pop in quite a while. And then the back row is really awesome. We have what looks to be mid-90s Roddy Piper on the right side there. And of course, in the middle, it's Bray Wyatt. Rest in peace. It looks to be a blacklight pop, considering that this is based off of his look from what was his first and only match of the new run under the blacklight Mountain Dew Blacklight, or what the heck is it called? Mountain Dew Pitch Black match. And so basically he had like face paint that had glown in the dark for that match. So that's really cool that not only they based it off this match, but they are making a Bray Wyatt pop, considering that he had recently passed away, unfortunately. And then we have a new Cody Rhodes pop, and it's him with the torn pec, which is just absolutely amazing. And I should mention to those that aren't exactly wrestling fans about how crazy this moment was, with Cody Rhodes actually legitimately tearing his pec. I want to emphasize the words legitimately because we know how non-wrestling fans are. And so basically he had wrestled a match with a torn pec and kind of went against doctor's orders about not wanting to wrestle, but he's like, you, I'm going to wrestle this Hell in a Cell match with Seth Rollins with a torn pec. He took his jacket off and everyone see it, and he worked basically an entire 30-minute match with this torn pec. And then of course he didn't wrestle for about 8 months after to actually heal that, but it was a very heroic moment for Cody Rhodes and gained him a lot of respect afterwards. So the fact that they are making a pop is absolutely amazing, especially because Mattel is making a WWE figure of torn pec Cody Rhodes. So like, this thing is awesome for the fact that Funko's taking advantage of making a pop of that exact moment. Then we have some new Five Nights at Freddy's figures, which are for the most part looking like it's the new Snap series, which I'm not really interested in, and there's some minis. And then speaking of kind of WWE Pops, it's for a new lineup of Pop Sports Illustrated. So basically the magazine covers, except it is solely based off of Sports Illustrated. So it won't be just WWE like we have with Hulk Hogan right here. It probably will be with like NBA, NHL, anything sports related will be involved in this Sports Illustrated lineup. Speaking of sports, we have more NFL Pops, and I couldn't tell you the names of these players besides, you know, the 2 that are there because it shows the name and it's not covered by the pop. But nonetheless, I mean, these are not too bad, I guess, but I'm not really into football, considering, as you can tell from my hat, being Pittsburgh Penguins, me being from Canada, I am more of a hockey fan than I am a football fan. Friends Bitty Pops, which I'm not sure if my co-host MD Shady will be interested in these, considering he does have some Friends Pops, but he does have a bit of Bitty Pops with the TMNT, so he might want to get into the Friends Bitty Pops. I'm not exactly sure, but these look pretty decent nonetheless. Then we have Pops for the upcoming Disney movie Wish, and these look pretty decent. I'm not really excited for this movie all that much, but at least there are some Pops coming out for the movie though. And then the last photo I'm going to be showing you guys is for you Pop Rocks fans, and something you guys have been requesting for a while. It is a Pop albums of Iron Maiden's The Trooper, which is absolutely awesome. I mean, we've been requesting this since basically the first ever set of Iron Maiden Pops came out, where we wanted an Eddie Pop from the Troopers Pop lineup, and then they made the albums for Powerline, and although that was cool, people were really wanting the Trooper, and then now we have the Trooper here, and it's going to be coming out, and this looks really awesome. I feel like the flag should have been a little bit bigger for some reason, but the fact that we do have it is awesome, considering it's something that we actually requested, unlike a lot of Pops that they make where it's like, did we really need that? Like, let's say the silver metallic Corey Taylor, did we really need that? But we wanted the Trooper. So for those that always complain saying like, oh, we don't get the Pops that we want, they're making this, they're making that, this is an example of Funko actually does listen to their fans, maybe not all the time, but they do listen to their fans, and we're having a Trooper Pop album, so this is actually a pretty cool way to end off this video. But anyways, guys, that's gonna be the end of today's video, and if you enjoyed today's video on my recap of what seems to be what we gotten for New York Toy Fair 2023 reveals, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you are excited about as terms of these reveals. For me, obviously, it's got to be those WWE Pops, so let me know in the comment section below, but I hope to see you guys in the next video. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here.